Hey everyone, welcome back to the Nikki and Brie Show. And this is an action-packed episode. We have a lot going on. I mean, we're so excited because some of our family friends here at SiriusXM are coming on our show to promote something very special that just launched. And so we can't wait to have Sam Roberts on and Dave LaGreca. I mean, these guys have made pro wrestling come to life outside of the ring. So we can't wait to talk to them. Also, we're going to chat a little bit about the X Games, my experience. But before we get into the X Games, there is a special little girl who saw me setting up my podcast this morning and was like, Mama, can I please interview Dodo? So before we get into it, Nikki, Birdie.
Bird, I would love this.
Okay, so she's been working on it all morning. She even got dressed for you.
Aww.
So without further ado, we have Birdie Joe Danielson.
Yay, Bird. Hi, baby girl.
Hi.
Hi, babe. You look beautiful.
Do you want to show her the pay for you, bro?
No, it's a surprise.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm ready.
Okay, what's your...
Do you believe in magic?
Oh, so I do believe in magic. I think magic is all around us and inside us and in our prayers and in God and in Mother Nature. So yes, little birdie girl, I believe in it.
Is there a star bigger than the sun?
Is there what?
A star bigger than the sun.
So the sun is a star, right? Yes. So there, I think, are probably some stars bigger than the sun, or is the sun the biggest star?
There are some stars bigger.
That's what I thought.
And stars.
Oh.
Do you know which one?
No, Daddy just told me there were some.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What's your next one?
What's your favorite flower?
Oh, that's a good question. So my favorite flower, I've always loved red roses, but in my home, I always like to put white roses everywhere. But then also, what are the flowers called? They're white with the pretty like black and purple in the middle. What are those called, Brie?
Peonies.
Peonies. Yes, your Dodo loves peonies.
What's your favorite state?
Steak?
State.
Oh, I mean, I would have to say my favorite state is California because I love Northern California. I love Southern California. I love our Central Valley. We get vineyards, we get ocean, we get mountains. So California for sure.
Do you believe in fairies?
Mm-hmm. You know, I do believe in fairies. I think fairies live in the wilderness, and I think they're all around us. Sometimes we can't see them, and sometimes they're that pretty sparkle in the sky.
Hi.
Oh, bye, Birdie. Thank you so much for the interview. I loved it. You were just the cutest thing in the world. And I was thinking that before, Birdie, we bring on our special guest, I say we talk to your mommy about X Games. We just saw her all over ABC Live, Roku, ESPN2. Brie, how was it? You crushed, girl, by the way. One, you crushed the fashion. You looked incredible, and you did amazing.
Thank you. You know, it's crazy. I got so many DMs and text messages of people saw me, like, you know, whether they tuned in or, you know, were watching the X Games, whatever it was. And I got a lot of great compliments, so that made me feel really good.
Nice.
It was really amazing because I was so nervous doing it. And just because there's so many factors, and I really wanted to be a great service to these athletes, telling their stories, like not sounding like an idiot. You know, I did so much research going into it. So, but Salema, the fact that I was sitting next to him, I mean, the guy is like literally the soul of action sports. I feel like since 1999, he has told so many amazing stories, really pushed these athletes to the next level just by his storytelling. So I was lucky to have him. And Kristen Beat, she helped guide me the whole time. And I just fell in love with her. AJ, I mean, the list goes on of like the incredible people I worked with. But Nicole, I was like, almost, I said to Salema, don't think I'm a groupie. I felt like I was back in my youth.
Love
like,
it.
Tony Hawk walking around, Bucky Lasek.
Travis, you got to do a segment with Travis Pastrana.
I mean, we had so much, and he is so amazing.
I told you, he's like the best. I had a Instagram at Simon, like, hey, AGT Extreme, come on.
I mean, it was crazy. Right before we did our interview, one of the BMXers got hurt,
Ooh,
got knocked out right in front of us. And
my gosh.
yeah, it was weird because I started to like have these tears. It just, because how it all happened, it's just these guys and gals really put their bodies
They
on the line,
do.
and one bad move. And I mean, he got a severe concussion, but they said he was lucky not to walk away breaking about 6 bones.
Wow.
I mean, I know, I couldn't believe it. But, that's the one thing I really admired, about the X Games is every sport. So whether it's motocross, BMX, skateboarding, like you name it, whatever sport it is, whatever discipline and competition they're in, what they put, like the risk taking they do is just
It
incredible.
is.
And so the whole time my jaw was dropped. And these athletes, Nicole, they just get younger and
Yeah,
younger. I mean, it was crazy to me. But it was a great experience. And I honestly, I hope they bring me back. Um, and I hope I do more stuff like that.
totally. I want to
Once I
join
got
you on the
past,
next.
yeah, once I got past the nerves, it was so much fun.
Totally. Well,
And I just think too,
yeah, you
it's
get lost in the
just,
events, you know?
yes, that's what it is. It's just seeing these people compete. And, X Games, the one I was at, that happens once a year. And so even though they're doing all these other competitions and other X Games, the real big one, like it's amazing all the tricks they save for it, everything they do. So it was a time. I had a great time.
I
So,
love that. Well, you did amazing. You looked amazing. I haven't tuned in on a full summer X Games in a long time. So, because I wanted to see you, I just found myself all weekend, sitting and watching the competitions. I really enjoyed the women's skateboarding. They just crushed it. It was fun to watch. And it brought me back like to the day.
oh,
Because I used to go to the winter one. I love the winter one. So it was a lot of fun to watch and see you up there
yeah.
looking all good.
Well, thank you. Yeah. Arista True, she's like the moment right now. And like, this is the thing I was saying is like going into X Games, the women weren't the side story. They were the story going in because of what they're doing right now. And it's really incredible. But to watch her at 15 years old,
Oh,
like
her
her
tricks were
success, everything she does,
insane.
Nicole, and she's the
They
sweetest
all seemed
girl
so
I've ever
sweet.
met.
They all like cheering for each other and giggling. And it was like watching a bunch of birdies up there. It's wild.
It was. And guess what? They were commenting a lot on how all the girls celebrate
It's
each other
so
after each run, and
cute.
even the guys
And they were
too.
having so much fun for
And
being a world competition. Like it's their Super Bowl. They were sitting there giggling and cheering each other on. I'm like, this is so cute.
they all hang out after. And literally, to me, it does show you when women come together, we don't have to compete against each other
No.
to win the gold, the silver, the bronze. And they were happy. Like Arista, she going into the weekend, she was actually going to break a record. If she got 3 golds, she was going to be the most decorated athlete in the history of X Games, beating a lot of big time people, including men.
Of course.
And she didn't. She only
Which is
got
fine.
1. But I was, yeah, oh yeah, it didn't break her. And guess what? She was so happy these other girls who she skates with all the time got the opportunity
Yeah.
to get gold. And I will say this, like it definitely showed me that, it's a lesson to learn that we don't have to compete against each other for
Right.
success. Like we all will get it. We
Yeah.
all deserve it. Like if you just all come together, like you'll
Yeah.
make magic happen. That's what those girls were for sure
For
doing.
sure. Well, I loved it. It was so amazing seeing you in that light of everything. So excited to see more. I'm better be with you next time.
Oh, and girl, I did have a bunch of mom jokes,
Oh,
by the
I
way.
don't doubt that. Of course. You've always had a
responded.
ton of mom jokes. That's nothing new. And Brie, talking all about X Games. And before we bring on our 2 special guests, I also have an announcement. So, as you all saw when I was at Fanatics Fest in New York, I was actually hosting a show just like Brie for ESPN and ESPN Plus. So this is Fanatics Fest All Access, which is an hour-long special airing July 7th. So again, on ESPN and ESPN Plus. So pretty much me as the host, I take people behind the scenes of this summer's most talked about sports, entertainment, and culture event. So everything we did in New York and the little clips that you may have saw on social media, we actually were there in it, getting all the footage that everyone's going to be dying to see. I mean, I'm talking from Travis Scott's performance to all those top athletes playing in all those different Fanatics Fest games, as well as a really cool Make-A-Wish moment that will for sure bring tears to your eyes. It was very special, but a lot of incredible moments. So make sure to tune in again, July 7th on ESPN and ESPN Plus, Fanatics Fest All Access, because that's what you get, girl. And it was awesome.
Well, and ESPN too really got a lot of Nikki and Brie.
Do you know what I
last
mean?
week.
ESPN, let's talk. Like, we're already taking over. Just kidding.
Yeah.
You know what it is? What's fun
Oh,
for you and me, Brie, is you and I were girly tomboys growing up. We've always been obsessed with sports, whether it's action sports or, you know, football, soccer, baseball, whatever it is. And so it's fun that we get to sit here, and whether it's Fanatics Fest or X Games, but you and I are in our element where we get to talk wrestling, we get to talk action sports, we get to talk football, soccer, baseball. Then you throw in Make-A-Wish and kids, and it's everything that you and I love, but everything we were raised around. I mean, all our entire life we were raised around sports. All of our fun parties our parents would throw, everything was always around sports, boxing match, soccer match, you know? And then on top of it, we dress up as Spice Girls, which brings in the entertainment. So it's a place where you and I have a lot of passion, a lot of fun, and you feel it. So yeah.
You feel it for sure.
Who knows? But you know what, Brie? I do say it's time that we do bring in our special guests. We are bringing in two of the biggest, boldest voices in pro wrestling radio, from Busted Open to Not Sam Wrestling, and now the brand new SiriusXM channel that is every wrestling fan's dream, Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7. Please welcome Dave LaGreca and Sam Roberts. What up, guys?
Hey guys.
Hello.
Aw,
How are you guys?
It's nice to see you on our show, by the way. Finally.
It's nice to be had. It's nice to be seen here. This is amazing.
Yeah,
This is a big day. Big day. Big day.
Nothing like the Bellas to like help celebrate it.
Do you know what I mean? So you guys have to tell us everything about SiriusXM's Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7, why it's the perfect time to launch this, which everyone launch day is today, and what channel it's on.
All right, it's channel 1. You mind if I go first, Sam?
I mean, no, I do not mind at all.
It's channel 156. It's Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7, and Sam knows this story. Busted Open's been on the air for 16 years. It started one day a week for an hour, and the audience grew with this newfound love for pro wrestling over the last 16 years. So it just developed from one show, one day a week for 1 hour, to now its own channel. And I think we put together the best team of analysts and personalities in pro wrestling, with Sam Roberts as one. And our launch date, July 1st, and we're super excited about this. This is a big day. It's a big event, and it's a dream come true. So I appreciate you having us on.
And I've got to say, Dave, like, is not, I don't think, giving himself quite enough credit. Like, Dave started this pro wrestling radio show 16 years ago, but I mean, you guys know, you know what was going on in wrestling 16 years ago. There was not this mainstream acceptance. There was not, like, to convince Sirius that there should be 2 hours of pro wrestling talk, 1 hour of pro wrestling talk a week was nuts. And they let Dave do it as like a hobby, and they didn't see it at all. And nobody saw it except for us that were wrestling fans. And we're like, yeah, we're here. We're trying to consume wrestling content, and watching this show that Dave built slowly but surely become this juggernaut that went from an hour once a week to 2 hours to twice a week to 5 days a week to 7 days a week to the mornings to you've got, some of the biggest names in wrestling now being hosts on the show to Dave being able to build that platform into something that Sirius finally looked at and said, yeah, we can do a whole channel of this, not just because the skill is there, but because the appetite has been built for it, has been, for me, just to watch, kind of a remarkable thing to see this platform grow. And I told Dave into something that was beyond. The first step is Dave can make a living talking about wrestling, which is really special. But then this other level of Dave can make it so that the rest of us can also make a living talking about wrestling is massive.
I so agree with you, Sam. And someone who's been in it for a while, you'll have some people report on pro wrestling, but there's a lot of people out there I'd never trusted, always trusted Dave when he reported pro wrestling. And even you, Sam, always, you guys were reliable sources. It was nice to hear your feedback, your thoughts. And so I'm really excited for you. And you're right, there is an appetite. And how lucky are we in such an era where there's so much pro wrestling? I mean, it's a great opportunity for pro wrestlers, but also fans. We have so much content weekly that I'm excited for this station.
And I want to appreciate and thank you, Sam, for all the kind words. But let's put that aside. The only reason why I did this was so that my wife wouldn't give me shit for watching wrestling every night. So basically, that's the only reason why I did this whole thing. So I could watch wrestling in peace and not have to get any aggravation from my wife, Violetta. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah, right? I know. I feel like that's a lot of us in our passion jobs. It's to make excuses. When we became wine producers, I'm now no one can give a shit for drinking wine all the time because, hey, it's a part of our business now.
I mean, so, how it keeps going is us in our drinking.
But I do, Sam, you gave me so much chills on what you said. And Dave, you're always so humble, which I love. But I do want to ask, one, it seems like this has maybe always been the dream vision for you to get to a place where it's 24/7 nonstop wrestling. But what can wrestling fans, fanatics, all of the above expect from your guys' new station?
Well, I mean, Sam's right. You got credible analysts like Sam, Jonathan Coachman, myself, Jonathan Hood, Justin LaBar, people that are pro wrestling fans, respect pro wrestling. They know there's a line you don't cross, and there's a respect factor there. But all of the people who are on the air are fans at heart. So they love and have a passion for pro wrestling. Then on the other side, you have some of the best pro wrestlers of all time. You got, Bully Ray, Bubba Ray Dudley, 2-time Hall of Famer, Mark Henry, Tommy Dreamer, Nick Nemeth, some of the biggest names, Matt Cardona, Thunder Rosa, Natalia, as you guys know, you helped make the announcement at our WrestleMania party, Bishop Dyer. These are some of the best wrestlers out there, but even more than that. And Sam has a talent of doing this as well. What I wanted from day one and what I continue want to happen with the team that we have is I want it to be more than just pro wrestling talk. I want the fans to know who these people are outside of the ring as well. One of the great things about radio and podcasting is, just like you guys, it's not just about what you do on the business side. They get to know you as people and they get to relate to you. And wow, they're just like me with the interest with music or TV or movies. And that's what I want to present with Busted Open. And I feel like the nation, our fans, feel a connection, they feel like we're friends and family, which is the best thing I could think of.
I love that because I feel like, especially in a time as now, I feel like stories back in the day used to be very personal, and we kind of got to know people through those stories, but they're not so much like that anymore. It's very focused on the wrestling, which is amazing. So I think it's so important that you guys have that kind of space on your show where we can really get to know some of these new wrestlers, this new era even more. I want to know the journey. We had Stephanie on the show, and I never even knew her full story. Actually, a lot of people didn't who tuned in. They were like, I didn't know she had to do all that before she got to where she's at. So I think it's really cool that you're going to dive more into the journey and the stories of these pro wrestlers inside of the ring and from all the territories, which is really cool.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it.
I also think like the great thing about pro wrestling and the way we take it in is that it's interpretive. Like everybody takes it in differently. Everybody has this different point of view. Everybody has, to your point, like different things that they love about it. Do they want to sit there and talk about like this great match with these great moves that they saw for half an hour? Do they want to sit there and micro analyze a promo or a storyline? Like there's different things that hit different people and in different ways. And I think that's kind of the fun of having a whole channel where you've now got, the same thing being covered by multiple people, but everybody's got such a unique and different perspective that you kind of want to take it all in.
Totally.
Oh, I love that. I just co-hosted the X Games this past weekend. And, in a way, I mean, what they do is wild, but I think pro wrestlers are wild. But it was fun for me we had our analysts. They come from a very technical part. Salema, who's been there since 1999, comes from a part with the legends and the history and all that. And then I came from a part of like watching as a live and as a fan and as an athlete with experience, but it was so fun to hear from everyone and get more depth into an athlete that was competing just by everyone's opinions and views. And I really feel like it helped the viewer get such a huge picture of this person competing. So I love it. I love what you guys do. It definitely helps, the wrestler become bigger, their brand for sure.
Well, let's face it, like what Sam says on the air, and I was listening to Sam today, half of what came out of Sam's mouth, I completely disagree with. And then after Sam, Jonathan Coachman was on, and everything Jonathan Coachman said, I didn't agree with. But that's what's beautiful about it is that we all respect one another. We're all on the same team, but we don't have to agree. I love the fact that we're going to disagree and we're going to look at wrestling in a completely different way. And I think that's what's exciting about it. Like Sam thinks I'm a psycho. Sam has texted me
totally
on numerous occasions that I'm psychotic.
Because he's nuts. I mean, he goes into these weird like zones where he's just so emotional about what's going on that like I'm like, you gotta calm down. You're not even making sense anymore. Like, but to your point, Dave, you're right. Like doing Busted Open, like I would sit there and I'd listen to Dave just go on these rants about Goldberg, and I'm like, he's not even making any sense. These things that he's not even saying things that are true. And so now I'm chomping at the bit to get on the air to be like, Dave is a psychopath. Let me try to bring you back into some kind of sanity.
Oh my God, I love it. Sam, he's invested. He's invested.
Yeah, it's good. It's good, but he's
I'm
wrong.
Just kidding.
No, I'm not wrong. What I say is true.
No.
You just don't want to accept it.
But before I let you guys go, I am super.
What? Wait, it's only been 10 minutes. You're going to let us go already? I thought we were going to be at least an hour.
I told you.
I mean, hey, I'll go that long. I thought you guys only could do 15 minutes.
Whoever told you that doesn't know Dave and Sam.
You guys, no. You guys are you're the Bellas. Sam Roberts and Dave LaGreca are on your timetable, not the other way around.
That's
No,
true.
But you know what, Sam, you're going to love to hear this because when I was at Fanatics and we were doing the entrances, I can't remember what woman came up to me, but she goes, damn, that Sam Roberts had a glow up.
Oh, shit.
Like, yeah. And I go, I know, I almost didn't even recognize him. And you were talked about this whole massive glow up backstage, Sam. I just wanted to let you know.
You taking that mad plus?
My God. Well, look, I mean, I the nature helped me a little bit with my hair, but once it was gone, it was meant to be, I suppose. That's fantastic news.
I guess
you don't know who it was, though? You don't remember who it was?
I don't. I need to think. Because I'm like, was it a rep or was it one of the wrestlers? I need to remember who, but it was a woman for sure.
That rules.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great. I've never heard that before in my life, so that's very good to hear.
Oh, good. No, yeah. I was like, I was dying. I'm like, I have to tell Sam about this because
Sam, do you miss your hair? Because your hair was iconic.
It was iconic, but I felt very strongly that it had served its purpose. I was actually very, very comfortable letting it go. I was ready to move on from it, and I actually like that there are now people. like you guys that have known me for a long time that maybe picture me like that. But anybody, I mean, if you've only gotten to know me in the last whatever few years, you have no idea who that weirdo with the afro is, you know?
Right. And that's all I could think about. That's like why I was like, oh my gosh, you just only knew you with your hair. Like that was your iconic part of you.
It
I guess
was
with a red lip or a snapback. That was your thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
so can I go back to evolution real quick?
Oh gosh, here we
Yeah.
go.
I'm glad because I thought you were going to start talking about how I look like Sally Jesse Raphael.
No, but
So
you
I'm
have
glad
your look,
that
Sally.
you were going.
Have you
past
gotten that
conversation.
before?
That's a very topical reference, Dave. That's very, a lot of people.
I am 54, Sam. So,
Someone must have told you that. Did someone tell you that?
yes, somebody did tell me that. It happened to be, WWE Hall of Famer Edge, Adam Copeland
That's
said
great.
that I look like Sally Jesse Raphael, and it stuck.
Oh, I mean, I'll admit, like, if you guys were to say you're brother and sister, I could kind of now see it, but
For sure.
you know.
Can we talk about evolution?
Yeah, Brie, what is it about evolution? I'll let
Well,
you vent a little bit more.
No, I'm not going to vent, but I'm just curious to know, like, what are you two hoping that you see at Evolution? Is there any matches? Is there any type of like flow you're hoping to see? Anyone that you're hoping comes back? I don't know, surprises.
I like that we're at a place where Evolution can now, like, I really like the Rhea Ripley, Io Sky scenario. Like, I love the idea that Evolution can also be about establishing truly the top star in the women's division, right? That it is this kind of celebration, and I'm sure we'll see like faces in the battle royal and people popping up, but also the fact that like the women's division has gotten so incredibly deep, and the fact that NXT is getting involved as well, and they just brought in Julia and Stephanie Vaquer. Like, I'm hoping that this time it's like a larger celebration of how far the current division has come, with some of the legends coming back to be like, yeah, like we laid the foundation, but look at how far you ladies have taken it.
For sure. I mean, that's what I feel. I feel like here you guys have this incredible division. I mean, between Raw, SmackDown, and like you said, NXT. So you can fill a whole pay-per-view up with all these women that are working week in, week out. And so, and for me, I wanted to see a little crossover action. Like, and that could have been fun with this pay-per-view. Like, not everyone stick to where they were drafted. But
Well, you're going to get that in the tag team championship. You're going to get a tag team from each,
Yeah, and maybe we'll get more. For sure. But I agree with you, Sam.
Could we get some Natalya on Evolution, please?
Oh,
I think Natalya is doing some of the best work of her career, and I would love to see her a part. I mean, not as much as seeing Jon Moxley lose the AEW World Championship, but I would love to see Natalya part of Evolution.
I agree.
For sure.
She's a part of it. I mean, she's one of those who is still stuck around, didn't go have babies, didn't take a break, didn't retire and come back. She's still been present. And I agree with you. She's doing some of her best work outside of the WWE ring right now. Like, that Natty character is so badass and amazing. And so she and I talk a lot, and I'm like, we better get Natty. We better get Natty soon.
Honestly. But that would have been fun. Like, to seeing her in action like that.
Well, but hey, Brie, we still got a TV to tell stories.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Three TVs by 2 SmackDowns and a Raw.
Yeah. So
and NXTs. Who knows? The NXT's getting involved too.
Exactly.
Now we got so many TVs.
And I feel like nowadays we have social media. We could still tell a story there. You never know. We have a lot of outlets to choose from.
That's right.
Was this on a memo that you guys got or something? Like,
oh my God.
Yeah.
A memo, what, having you on or what? Or your Evolution?
You can tell Nikki's back in it, right? She's been,
Okay.
already,
corporate speak.
there you
Corporate
go.
speak.
You guys, I got to sell tickets. Even though I've been absent, I still have the weight on my shoulders.
I'm excited. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
It's, you know what, this
And I'm
is the
saying this
thing.
out of love because I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
I'm saying this comes from a good place in my heart.
Always.
That's the other thing. That's the other no. It's not always. That's the other thing Dave does. He goes on, he'll spend like half an hour trashing something, and then he'll go, by the way, I do that because I love it. Anyway, we'll be back after this.
No, wait a
And
second.
then
That's
he'll
not
take it
true.
like everything's okay.
I never say back after this. I never say. I always preview what's going to happen next. That's number one. And number two, like it's usually about 25 minutes, not 30 minutes. And no, but it's just being critical because you care.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not coming from a bad place.
Right. Which is why you have now the 24/7 news, because coming, it's passion, it's love, it's caring.
Thank you.
You know, before we're going to have you guys do our affirmation or inspiration affirmation, what we close the show with. But before we get to that, I have one last question for you guys. I would be curious to get like what your perception is on like how wrestling's really become so pop culture in some ways, and like your feelings on that.
I love it. I've been an advocate for. I'm like more eyes the better. Like more partnerships the better. More. I like when celebrities come in. I like when a spotlight is put on wrestling, and I like that. I feel like the difference between like people talk about wrestling being relevant and that pop culture connection that it has again. And I think people compare it to the Attitude Era a lot because that's the last time it was this connected to pop culture. But I think the difference is that in the Attitude Era, I think wrestling was maybe more connected into mainstream pop culture than it was the thing.
Totally, I agree with you.
Everything. I think now, for the first time, it's finally getting like mainstream credibility. Like it's finally getting to this point where you could theoretically see Emmy awards going, hey, maybe we should be looking at this wrestling show that's been doing everything. That you're having wrestlers doing shows. They're like more mainstream shows, and it's not like a goof that they have a wrestler on, or they're not having them do like a move, or they don't have to wear their gear or whatever it is. It's like wrestlers, I feel like because of that crossover that's going on, are finally being treated more. There's still more to do, but they're finally being treated more by the industry as serious entertainers.
Sam said something on his show this afternoon that really floored me, and it's so true. At Fanatics, you saw Tom Brady doing the wrestling entrance, and he did it to Cody Rhodes, not to what's the guy, the yellow trunk guy with the foam yellow finger? What's his name?
Hulk Hogan?
Hulk Hogan. It wasn't Hulk Hogan or the NWO, or it was Cody Rhodes.
Right.
Like that. And I love what Cody's doing. As Sam knows, I'm a huge Cody Rhodes fan. Like, you don't need the returning legends anymore. They have done, especially in the WWE, they have done a great job with their current roster to focus on the talent right now, as opposed to, 30, 35, 40 years ago. I love it. And I think this Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7, that tells you how popular that SiriusXM is dedicating an entire channel to pro wrestling talk.
I agree with you. I couldn't agree with you more. And I'm excited because I think we're all going to be sharing somewhat at the same stage at SummerSlam at a fun tailgate. Yes. So we're going to have some fun there. But
is that where I get my free bottle of wine?
You know it.
On the show today?
You and the wife, we're going to get you guys a lot of wine because it'll be there. The wine's going to be there. So we will get you a lot of wine, maybe some body slams. We'll see what pairs nicely with it.
After hours, like really talk about everything we've been seeing in the last month.
Okay, look, don't get her into Brie mode. I mean, unless the mics are off, maybe.
Can I have someone say hi really quick? Come here. Say hi. She's dying. She keeps like saying, you want to.
Hi.
Hello.
That's so
How are you?
Good.
How are you enjoying your summer so far?
Really good. It's really good.
Awesome. Good for you.
So I think it would be fun for everyone to hear from you guys. Like, what's your motto you live by, your favorite quote? Like, hit us with it.
I have it. Sam, if I can go first real quick.
Please go first.
I have it right here on the wall in my studio. It says, "Be so good they can't ignore you."
I love that one. That's a good one. And hey,
Really
we
good.
haven't been able to ignore you for 16 years. So, hey, that works. I love
There you
that.
go.
Neither could The Rock, by the way, but that's a story for another day.
By the way, this is why I call him a psychopath. Rock left one comment on his Instagram. He hasn't stopped talking about it for months. If I was The
That's
Rock,
not
I'd
that's
take out a
not true.
restraining
That's
order.
not true.
It's
Two.
dangerous.
He
It comes
did.
across as dangerous.
He made two. He
They're,
did
like,
a video
really, like-
last year when he tried to get Cody Rhodes out of the main event of WrestleMania 40, and then he did it coming out of WrestleMania 41.
You know what, Dave?
I'm in his head.
Dave,
In his
I
head.
feel you because when Selena Gomez left a comment on my Instagram page, I still like am obsessed with that. The fact that I was like, she just acknowledged me. This is amazing. So I feel you.
You should be. You guys should be acknowledged. What you've done is incredible.
Oh, well, thank you.
I don't
That's
know
so
who
sweet.
Selena Gomez is, but I'm sure she's somebody that's very nice, and she should be acknowledging you.
Thank you. You're so sweet. All right, Sam, what's yours?
It's not that like romantic of a quote, but like when I was growing up, my dad was working for an advertising agency, and the company put out their new branding, and the branding, their quote was just "the work, the work, the work."
Mm.
And I looked at it, and I was like, "Well, I looked at my dad. I was like, what does this even mean? I don't understand the work, the work, the work." He said, "That's all there is. That's what it's all about. Just do the work." And for some reason, that stuck with me like nothing else has. It's just everything is just the work, the work, the work. And it's just, that's how you get better at it. That's how you get recognized. That's why you do it. You know, the reason you do it is not because you want a pat on the back. It's not because you want adulation. It's not because you're trying to, it's the work is the reason that you're doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Just do the work.
Mind, body, soul. I completely agree. It's sometimes, especially in certain generations, they wait for handouts, and it's not about that. It's all about the work. People will be like, "Oh, I want to be where you're at." Well, it's taken me almost 20 years to get here. It's nonstop work, no days off, and you just grind.
And by the way, like, but that is the reward, right? Like the
Right.
fact that it wasn't handed to you, the fact that you did all that work is why you can sit there now and like kind of take pride in the fact that you did the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nikki and Brie, can I ask you a question before you let us go?
Yeah.
For sure.
'Cause I'm very, very interested because, you know, pro wrestling has a stigma about it. And you guys have been able, both of you, to do so much outside the world of wrestling. Was it difficult for you? Like when you left the WWE, was it a problem for you outside of wrestling where that people looked at you as like, oh, you came from wrestling? So did they look at you a little bit differently because of that?
Oh, yes. For sure. I mean,
Yeah.
well, you go, Nikki, if you want.
Well, no, it big time. Like even when we were really crossing over, like during the Total Divas and Bella's days, but it was crazy how like certain stylists wouldn't dress us because they were like, oh, they're pro wrestlers, or there was certain brands that wouldn't lend us clothes because they were like, well, we don't dress pro wrestlers. And we really had to fight hard in that world to show them that there was so much more to female pro wrestlers, that we weren't just what they saw in the ring. We were so much more than that, and we brought so much more. And so it was crazy because Brie and I had that really big fight outside of it. And sometimes we'll still fight on that. It's still hard for mainstream brands to think, oh, they are worldwide. They do have these incredible fan bases. It's really crazy. And they'll sometimes invest in people that are only known in the US, and they bring something to the table, but not what us WWE superstars bring to the table.
But you know what used to drive me crazy is they would be like that, but then they would realize like pro wrestlers, their charisma and how loud we were. So, but they're like, in a segment then would want us to like body slam someone or do a suplex. So like, so can you go into this segment and like suplex remember the guy on the Today Show when they were like, after your interview, can you like give him a suplex? And we're like on the floor. But like, it would be so funny because how it would be about pro wrestlers, but then they always wanted you to do moves on everyone in mainstream.
Yeah.
It was like
Right.
1 minute, you know.
Well,
So
we fought, I think, too, our generations, and I think they're now coming around to it, but a lot of brands kind of use like, we love strong women and women empowerment, but you realize they were just using it as marketing. They really didn't actually want strong, empowering women. They just wanted to dress some people up like it and pretend they were it. But when it came to actually using the girls that were that, it was like, oh, wait, we really don't want them to be like that strong or this or that. So it's tough. I feel like at times it still is, but we've come so far. And that's why when you look at the Bella Army, we're so diverse in who our fan base is because of the E audience, because of just all our different audiences that come together. They're not just pro wrestling fans. They're inspired in different ways because, especially through the reality shows, we showed them like how women can kick ass. We could go do a sport that's dominated by males, but then we could go be moms. We could go be career women. We could be great wives, great girlfriends, whatever it may be. We can handle it all. And so women who weren't even liked pro wrestling, they started to get attached to that. Like, wait, I could kick ass in all my other things in life and still be this. Yeah. And so, for sure. Yeah.
It's awesome. I didn't really realize it until I had a daughter, like what you have to go through and how different the world is through a woman's eyes. And you don't realize it until you live in it. And it makes you really change the perspective. So I just want to thank you both because you have mentored and inspired so many people that you need to get your flowers. So I appreciate both of you very much.
That means a lot. You
have no idea.
Yeah. It's why we love what we've always done. It's because we've always thought not only of like our women, but our youth, just because we know what they're going to have to fight through. And it's not just, the girls, there's boys, and especially our gay following, we know what they go through. And so it's always been very important for us to stand for all of them and just help them like, hey, what you're going through, we've gone through. This is how we overcame. So you can do the same or learn from our mistakes. Don't do what we did. Overcome certain things. So that's why our memoir was important too. But thank you. That means so much. You have no idea.
No, this has been fun.
Thank
you so much.
You guys, I want, hopefully soon there'll be stuff to talk about with me. So I need to come on Busted Open to talk with you guys about stuff.
Please, you are welcome anytime.
I would love it. And I mean, shoot, if you want Bremo, disgruntled Brie over there, bring her on.
Honest.
She doesn't go by a script, a corporate,
at all
memo.
Yeah.
No,
she's coming right from the heart, from her heart, and from her head. So I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. But no, you guys, I joke. This is all awesome. The fact that we get to talk pro wrestling, but you guys are family. So open door anytime.
Perfect. I love that. Thank you. And we'll see you guys in New York. We're all going to be together.
For sure.
Wait, hold on a second. We're not going to see you in New York.
Wow.
We're going to see you in New Jersey. It's
I'm
New Jersey. Don't get me started.
How
it's New Jersey. Not New York. It's New
West
Jersey.
Coast girls. We're such West Coast.
Jersey. So we'll see you in Jersey.
New York is fine. It's fine.
MetLife.
Everybody knows it's New York. It's fine.
It's not New York. It's New Jersey.
Okay.
I don't know.
We'll blame the Giants.
Right.
Yeah. We're going to blame the Giants for that. It's their fault.
That's fair.
Those damn
That's
Giants.
fair.
Just kidding.
I have no comeback.
And also, guys, so before we let you go, again, please let our listeners know where we can catch you and all that fun.
All right. It's Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7 on channel 156 on SiriusXM. 24/7 Pro Wrestling Talk. And Sam has his show, Not Sam Wrestling Live. It's live, so he's taking phone calls. And we're super excited to be a part of not just SiriusXM, but the pro wrestling community. So thank you.
It's a programming block that Dave and I, we fantasy booked it for like probably 10 years at this point, but every morning from 9 to noon, you'll get to hear Busted Open, and then from noon to 2, Not Sam Wrestling Live right after.
Nice.
And I got to tell you, Sam, even though he wasn't a part of Busted Open, he was a part of Busted Open. He has been a supporter, as he said, for well over a decade. So I'm so glad that he's a part of what we're doing. And this is excellent. This is exciting. We can't wait.
Oh, yay. Well, we are very excited for you guys. And everyone, make sure to go check them out. Also, look for videos on the Nikki and Brie Show IG page, TikTok, Facebook. And the Nikki and Brie Show is also on SiriusXM Stars 109. And again, make sure, go get your pro wrestling on. Pro Wrestling 24/7. See you all next time.